So agency versus coaching, which one will it be? Which one should you go down? Which one, is the most scalable, the most profitable? Which one is going to get the clients the most results? Which one sustains the most over a long period of time? This video should sort of settle that debate a little bit. And actually, I wanted to do it by giving you a sneak peek into a one-to-one call that I had with one of our clients inside of High Level Systems. And it was interesting because, they're already doing a good amount of revenue every single month. And they're like, hey, we want to get to $50,000 a month. We did $17,000 this month. What's the easiest way to get there? And I just drilled and drilled and drilled. And it looked like the easiest way for them to get there was actually to transfer over to more of a scaled consulting model as opposed to trying to build out their whole back-end delivery system. And so I want you to watch this video, and then at the end of it, kind of think for yourself. If you're an agency owner who's already succeeding and you've already got some momentum, is it really worth, the effort to build out a whole back-end, or would you rather go the consulting route? Of course, I prefer the consulting route. I think it's more scalable, and there's tons of different reasons why. And I could honestly go on for a long time, but instead of that, I'd rather you watch this call because I think it's going to give you a lot of value on specifically why I moved to consulting from running my agency, specifically why I believe that having a program style offer is actually better for the client experience than running an agency. And this is kind of the stance I've taken on the market, where I don't think that the agency model is actually the best thing to do for a client. And tons of people will disagree with me on this. And I honestly, I won't take it personally, and hopefully you don't either, because at the end of the day, we're all just trying to grow our businesses, right? So check out this video. Watch it in full, and this is just me consulting with a team of two that are doing multiple 5 figures a month in their business, and they're wanting to scale. So it's gonna be a lot of fun to watch. Hopefully you enjoy this one, and if you're ready to scale, if you have a working agency and you want to make this transformation, book your call using the link in the description. There's a few times where I mentioned in this video a couple of clients of ours that have been able to go from the agency model to consulting and do it well and scale properly. There's a few that come to mind. Our client Ethan, who has like a $30,000 a month agency, and he's now closing his first $5,000 upfront full profit deals for this group program that he's running, which is basically just a service moved into a group program. And one of our clients, Michael, joined our community, and he's got a $1,500 a month retainer for lead gen for contractors, and he sold it was like a $10,000 coaching package within like 6 days of joining the program. So like, if you have one of those established agencies, it is so easy to move you into consulting. It's like butter. But that said, check out this video, schedule your call with myself or the team using the description in the below if you are looking to make that transition, and enjoy this live call. Yo.
There you go, man. What's up?
What's up, dude? How you guys been?
Good. It's been a while, huh?
It's been a sec, man. It's been a good sec. How's growth coming?
Pretty fast, man. To be honest,
I love that. That's the right answer. Walk me through it, man. What's going on?
Yeah. So if I make a quick recap of, I think it's been 3 months now that we're in it. So we started with, we were at 5K per month doing a bunch of different industries. So our first month was to dial one niche. So coaches, consultants, and online course, building out our offer and getting started with prospecting. So the first 2 months have been pretty slow. We were still having our past clients, and we weren't making any close with our new clients. So this was more for June, same thing for July. And then in August, we just kept on doing our LinkedIn outreaches, really keeping consistent in our outreach prospecting. And we started having more closes. So we got better at sales. And this month we generated 17 calls. We signed 4 clients. So, and we got up to 13K, so 13.2K.
Awesome.
Only this month. So we focused heavily on our front end, and now having 4 new clients, we saw some issues on the back end. So we've watched the 10% thing that you've put on the Teachable, and we relate 100% to that. So that's where we're at right now. Yeah.
All right, dude. Great. Well, how can I help?
Yeah. Just hold on. Pavel, do you want to go with that or?
Yeah, so I think there are 2 main things that we really need your help on. The first one is definitely our offer, like our operations. We need some tips on that. We have some specific questions. And then the second thing is team building. Right now we're working with like 2 to 3 different contractors, and it's probably not the best solution. So wanted your advice on that also.
Okay, so I'm gonna dig a bit deeper here. So you've got team and then you've got operations are the two main things, right? Like the offer
Yeah.
and operations of it. Okay, so where are you guys trying to get?
50K per month.
50K per month in profit,
No, in
In
sales.
revenue, yeah,
in
sales.
revenue
By December.
by December?
Yeah.
Okay, and how much does your offer cost right now?
So our offer ranges between 1,500 and 3,000. So our average customer value is like, I mean, per month is 1,700 right now.
Okay.
Or is it 15?
It's 14 right now. We want to bring that up to
17.
17 or 2,000. Yeah.
Okay. I've worked with teams as technical as you guys are before, and every time you're always undervaluing yourselves.
I know.
So actually, before I solve the issue of operations and stuff, you need to charge more. So like, I would love to hear that you're closing like a 3,000 to 6,000. Even like a consulting offer would be great. It scales well. That's where I'd be focusing if I were you guys. But at the same time, I don't want to change your entire, back end model. But you need to be charging more. That's the first thing. I know the results you guys have gotten. You guys are smart guys. You could be charging more. That's the first thing. So, your 4 closes that got you, what was it, 17,000, could have gotten you 30,000 if you just asked for more, honestly. Like it's literally that simple. So that's the first thing I would solve. Is it's actually not an operations thing. It's the fact that you're charging as low as you're charging. One thing you can do is actually run your sales calls by Jeremy on our team and just send him the recordings and just say, hey man, how could we charge more for what we're doing, and let him give you that feedback. That would be a hugely valuable action item for you guys, because I want you guys to be charging more. So immediately double your price by justifying it a bit better, positioning yourselves a bit better. You don't have to change anything about the service. Keep it exactly how it is. And all of a sudden you've done 32,000. What is double 17? I think that's 34,000. So already we're, 80% closer to your 50,000 a month revenue goal. That's the first thing I would do. Okay. But after that, dude, well, before I give you that advice, does what I just said make sense?
Yes, so I have one comment over that. Of course, it makes sense. If we can charge more, we'll make more, definitely. But my question is, would you sell per contract? Like, for example, the average contract is 3 months. So 1,500 times 3 months is what, 4,500. So that's our average price that we do for over 3 months. Would you charge that up front or divide it by month like we're doing right now?
Oh, dude, I would charge it up front and then give a piece off too if they move quickly. And I'm telling you what I would do.
Yeah.
That's all I'm going to tell you. I'm telling you what I would do. And I know for a fact you can get to 50. The fact that you've done 17 calls and closed only 4 is a bigger red flag than any of your operational issues. And the fact that you're charging as low as you're charging. The 2 huge red flags for me. So this is why I dig deeper than what people bring to the call, right? I want to dig as deep as possible. So go through our sales boot camp, talk to Jeremy, run your calls by him, get some feedback, charge more. That's the first thing. Yeah, I would definitely charge up front. And one of our clients, Michael, he joined like 7 days ago. He was charging $1,500 a month for lead gen services for contractor like services, like, home business or like, technician services. And within this 7-day period, we helped him build. He went through the offer creation training, went through the sales training, everything. And he sold a $10,000 consulting offer for the first time ever. I just said, hey, just offer it for 10,000, see what happens. And he got a yes. So I would love if you guys would reach out to him. Here's his full name. Reach out to him in the community. I just dropped it to you. Just say, hey, Trey told us to reach out to you. He wanted us to connect and just, hear more about how you made the sale you made. It was funny because over the weekend, Michael was like, Trey, I'm kind of weary about my investment. I don't think this was for me. Like, I'm kind of weirded out. I'm like, dude, just offer it for 10,000, see what happens. So definitely talk to him. Okay. Because for me, if you want to get to 10,000 or 50,000 a month, it's more important that we minimize the necessity for a technical back-end operations system than it is that we build that operations system. Okay.
I think that what it all comes down to is our offer. I think we're not confident enough in the results that we can get our clients, because we've signed some clients for the past 2 months, but we haven't seen like a great result from one of our clients so far. So we don't have 100% clarity on our offer, on the outcome and all that stuff that we can provide our clients. So I think that's why we're not ready to charge more. Am I saying properly, Pavel?
Yeah. I know why. I see why you say that, but I'll call it out and just say that's this in your head. It's not actually true. You can charge whatever you want to charge. So like, that's what I had to tell Michael, dude. Like, here's it is right here. He's like, someone booked in. He's like, I don't even know how to pitch this thing. Not sure how to structure the pricing, the whole program. I said, dude, just say 10K. Just go through your typical sales process and just say 10 and see what they say. And he closed it. Okay. So what you got to understand, man, is when it comes to that point on the call where you offer your price, you aren't thinking internally. You shouldn't be thinking, what am I worth? You should be thinking, what's it worth to them if they make this leap in their business? Okay. And odds are, I mean, you guys, let's just say minimum, how much yearly revenue could you add to somebody's business if they do what you tell them to do and they let you go all in and help them? Like, what minimum yearly revenue could you add to somebody's business? Like, what's the answer to that question? Do you think it's got to be like a good amount of money?
Yeah, it is. But the problem is, I think our offer is not productized enough, because it's like we have a specific niche, but then what we do for them is the same strategy. It's just not with the same numbers. And so maybe it's not productized enough, our offer.
That word productized is even really complicated too. It's like, what does productized mean? You know, people are like, oh, it's like a course. But like, nah, you can charge what you want to charge for your services. You guys are the business owner. But that's the first time I'm just going to challenge you guys to say you guys are wrong. You have to charge more. See what happens. Yeah. There's going to be all kinds of little barriers between where you're at now and just asking for more. It's going to be like, oh, what if we're not worth it? What if we get to know? What if it scares somebody away? What if they pay us that and then they're not happy and we get a refund? All those things may or may not happen. But you can't refute my point of, even if you just double your rates, instead of doing 17, you did 32. So talk to Jeremy, and then I also talk to Michael. That's the first thing I would do. Very first thing I would do. Now, your problem of contractors versus team members is kind of the next issue that I'm seeing. So you've got contractors. Are these contractors that are working with other businesses, or they just work in yours?
So there's one just working in ours. The other guy, he's been with us for 6 months, but then he started his own agency. Okay, because right now he's training the second one. We could ask him to train the third one also, right?
You just got to understand that each time you have somebody pass down the training, it gets a little more blurry. It's like a game of telephone, right? So like, you know, so I would the guy that you've got right now, have him build an internal like course, like 2 or 3 hours of training on how to play this role well. And then just like, then you can find anybody who has the skills that are good enough to be on the team, and they can be on the team.
That's a good idea.
That's what we did with sales. Okay.
And you mentioned at the beginning of the call that you don't want to change our whole offer, but really we're open to that. Right now we're doing done for you, and it's been in our head to do done with you, right? We just don't know if we can charge as much for done with you, if we can, you know, we have some.
Why not? Like, walk me through your thinking, really. Like the next 5 sales calls you've got. Why can't you have the same sales and this isn't me like challenging, like being, you're stupid. Why not? I'm honestly asking what's in your head, because if you go through your next 5 sales calls, you go through your process, ask the same questions you normally ask, hear the same answers you normally hear. But once you get to the offer part, instead of saying, yeah, we do this and here's the service delivery, it's, hey, it's typically 10,000. We'll do it for 7 if you move on the call. Here's exactly what we're going to show you how to do. And if all this does is add this much to your business, is completely worth it. You know, so like what comes into your head what blocks are there for you, really, when I say that?
Yeah, that's an excellent question. My blocks are, first, they don't want to do this time investment. What they like about our offer is we automate it for them, so they just pay us and get the results. But now they have to do it themselves. That's one block, and I think that would be the main one.
Yeah, me too.
Okay. So then in which case, maybe for your 7,000 or 5,000 or 10 or whatever you're going to charge, a part of your service or your coaching maybe is setting things up for them, and then you show them how to run it. So then you only have 2 hours of workflow that you need for each client versus a half hour a day for every client that you bring on. So it's just upfront, set it up, and then you show them how to run it. That's what we did with Michael, the guy I just mentioned.
Okay.
So the goal of a consulting offer isn't to do no done for you, right? We'll do done for you for some of our clients in high level. They'll be like, hey man, can you just build us our call funnel? We're like, yeah, sure, man. Like, we'll just build it for you. It's totally fine. We'll just build it for you. But we don't not do it. It's just that I want to avoid it because I'd rather empower my clients to do it themselves, because I know that if they know why it works versus just having it in their business, they're ultimately more powerful than me doing it for them. Right. So I think that's your pitch as well. It's like, hey, we are an agency owner. We are agency owners, and we can tell you that learning how to do it is more powerful than working with an agency. We have an incentive to sell you agency services, and yet we know for a fact that if we can show you how to do it yourself, we're making you way more money in the long term. Will it take some time? Yes. Will it take some effort? Yes. But if all this investment does is add 20,000 a year to your bottom line, which is like a minimum, then it's been completely worth it, and you know how to do it yourself for forever, and all your friends and all your colleagues can do it too, you know?
Yeah.
So that's kind of how you position that, right? So it's kind of lying saying it's less work for them. It's not. It's more work for sure, but that work is worth it, right? It's completely worth it.
Yeah. Okay. And okay, worth it.
I think it's just to gain more clarity on, have more confidence in our offer. That's my biggest issue right now. That's why I'm not able to charge more, because I don't know the results that I can
I would misplace, actually. I would not confidence in your offer, confidence. And I hate to keep interrupting you guys. I'm sorry. I just want to correct verbiage where
that's good.
because I know how important what you say is. It's not confidence in your offer. It's confidence in the fact that even if a client isn't happy and you need to give them a refund, it's not the end of the world. That's a better place to have confidence, because you're going into territory you've never been in before, and it's okay to make mistakes. You need to have confidence in that, not confidence in your offer, because naturally this is a very iterative process, right? I mean, you've watched our offer creation bootcamp. You make a sale, you take some of that data, you feed it back into the offer, you adjust it, you make more sales based on that adjust. It's just like this process. It's just the same thing with this, man. It's not confidence that your offer is good. It's confidence that you're willing to change and willing to learn. It's openness, not confidence.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, like right now, a client who's been with her for 2 months, and we haven't had zero results yet for her. We keep on changing strategy, and like we have a call with her at 12, and like we don't know how she's gonna react to that. So it's
openness. It's openness, dude. It's honesty and openness. It's like, hey, when we sold you initially, this is how we saw it going. It's not going that way. And we're not really sure why, but if you're willing to continue to work on it, we are too. It's that simple, because it's still worth it. It's just there was something we didn't see, and we're trying to figure out what that is. So either A, we can give you your money back and you can go figure out what that thing is yourself, or B, you keep paying us and we'll figure out what it is, and then we'll fix it for you, whatever the thing is.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, man. Yeah.
So I think one of our problem in our sales call is that we position our pricing based on the fact that they'll be profitable within that same month, which isn't realistic, right? We need to plan it as an investment for them for the next years to come. Correct?
Yeah. With consulting, that's the best positioning, and then you get them results really quick. So you're like, oh yeah, year-long thing, and then that first call, you tell them exactly what to do. If you can just hit them with absolute bangers on that first call, and then you're like, hey man, just do this, and then they get results with it. It's really cool, because then they're like, you can make more money guaranteeing short-term wins, for sure. You'll make more money, but you will have a far worse state of mind, and it'll be harder to sleep at night, and that sucks. And so I'd rather not really guarantee anything, but then get people incredible results, as opposed to guaranteeing the world and then barely showing up for it, right? So you'll make less money, for sure. Like, we could be making double what we make in my business right now if we were willing to guarantee results. Honestly, I could have double the amount of money in my bank that I do right now if I were willing to guarantee results to everybody. There's some people on the sales call where I'm like, look, if you just do what I'm going to tell you to do, I can literally guarantee them, because I know the business model. But I don't make that guarantee to everybody, right? So yeah, just I wouldn't worry about that. You can make guarantees with clauses. Like for consulting, I can be like, hey, I'll guarantee I'll get you to $100,000 a month if you do what I'm going to tell you to do over the next 3 months in full, without questioning it. But nobody ever does.
Yeah.
That's the secret. They always have some point of confusion.
Yeah. Okay. So if we can put it in actionable steps. So I know that you're talking about our confidence in not caring about not caring, but our confidence in believing that it's not a big deal if we have to adjust when we sell something to a client. But in terms of the offer, so is it where we should focus on? Maybe look at done with you and change our pricing models with that, maybe mix done for you, done with you, or operations, or what would you say our actionable steps could be?
Go through the offer creation bootcamp in the program. Have you guys gone through it?
I was just looking at day 2. I've watched day 1.
Cool. Follow that process, that 5 or 7 day process. Go through the worksheet, follow it, build your offer out, build that version 1 of it. And then on your next few sales calls, offer the done with you. If you can't convince them to do it, downsell your done for you. No big deal. You didn't lose anything. Yeah. But you need to start testing higher ticket, higher scale models of your business as quickly as possible.
And that's not going to change our operations with our current contractors with switching to done with you?
They could even be coaches.
Yeah.
You know, like have them help your clients. Be like, yeah, you get daily communications with us in the team. We get, twice weekly calls for 2 months or whatever, or group calls or whatever you want to do. And your contractor could act as a tech manager. Maybe like one of the offers, this is where you get to be creative, right? You get to look at problems and solve them. Maybe one of the things you get to do for your clients is, hey, our contractor has spent this much on ads and made this much back in his whole career. And we actually want to get you a one-to-one call with him to help diagnose the first version of your ads and give you feedback. So for making a decision today, you get that. And then just pay your contractor like $400 to take it, He'd be happy to do that, I bet.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't have any questions on top of my mind. We'll talk to Jeremy and Michael.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have other questions, Joey?
No, I just wanted to make sure that we want to be on track for our 50K for December.
You guys can easily do it.
Yeah.
Seriously, you've taken 17 calls, you've closed 4. Let me ask, of the 13 that didn't close, what were the most common objections you got?
Pricing.
Look at the tracker.
You guys using the tracking sheet?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, in July we had 18 calls, closed 1. And August 17 calls, closed 4. So we really unlocked the sales part last month. But again, now we just need to charge more. So
yeah. Charge more and close more. Like, I know it sounds overly simplified because you're like, oh, it's like so easy to say but harder to do. But honestly, man, like, run some of your no's and your yeses by Jeremy. Get his feedback. Dude,
most of them was that we're pricing.
Dude, but pricing isn't pricing, man.
Value, yeah.
It's not pricing. I don't see the value in this.
Yeah.
It's never pricing. I don't see the value in making this investment. because it doesn't, I don't see how it's going to get me to my goals. You haven't made a good case as to how this is going to get me to my goals. Because in reality, people actually achieving their monthly or yearly revenue goals or their life goals or whatever it is that they're trying to do, trying to lose weight, trying to find a relationship, whatever, really, if getting them to that place is worth so much more than $1,500 a month. It's just like, so I would venture to imagine that your sales calls look something like this. They hop on, they're like, hey, I'm looking forward to asking some questions about your service. You're like, yeah, I'm looking forward to it too. And you kind of just go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And then maybe there's a decision point at the end, right? It really should, you guys should hop on the call, set the tone, set the frame, say, if you're a good fit, we're going to get started today.
We do that though. We follow the script perfectly, honestly.
Good. So then at the end of the call, I imagine they're going in circles asking a bunch of technical questions. Yeah. So that's where you're losing them. Where you're losing them is you didn't hear and support their goals enough. I guarantee it. You could double your sales rates right now if every single call you take for the next 20, 30 calls, you spend an extra 10 minutes with them, hearing their goals and getting excited with them about them. And then being on their team at that point, you know?
Yeah.
And they're like, whoa, I literally, most of these people, dude, you got to understand. I hate to use the word weakness because it makes our methods sound manipulative, but it's truly not. People don't have that many people in their life that support their deepest desires, right? So if you can on these calls hear that they want to get to 35,000 a month in profit, or hear that they want to have a relationship, or hear that they want to lose weight or whatever it is, and why they want to do it, and support them and honor that goal and say, that's an incredible goal. Like, why do you want that? Like, I look up to that goal, you know, I wish I was thinking that big when I was at your stage, things like this, and really hear that goal for a minute, then you're going to notice a tone shift for every single prospect.
I think that's exactly what we had a call with Aaron a couple of weeks ago and run him through our sales call. And that's exactly what he said, to apply more pain to their current pains so that they can take action right now and just be there with their goals, just to put up the perceived value.
Yeah. Like it's how we get it's not just about collecting that revenue too. You got to understand too, it'll actually help your client experience, because now they've bought in. They're like in. It's not just money that they've paid you. It's they're here to do this with you. It's awesome because we live in it's one of these unfortunate realities of our culture is people just don't support each other. We live in a very envious culture. And so if you can just truly support somebody's desires for their life and their business, like, you've got them.
Yeah.
And the way you show that you support them is by asking why they want it, and then relating to the same things, and then helping them understand that they do want the right thing and that you're excited to do that, and that it would be awesome to see them make that happen, and kind of paint the picture of what it would look like for them to achieve that. It's just like you guys right now. Like, why do you want to get to 50,000 a month? Like, tell me, like, what would that do for you?
Yeah. Did you want to know the answer? Yeah. Well, we want to be financially free, time free, location free. We're at this close for booking our Airbnb in Panama. And we're just waiting for that tiny little goal to reach. We want to reach 15K, sure, 2 months in a row. And then we're going to book for 2 months in Panama and work from there. So that's. And
what does it mean to be financially free to you? Like, why do you care to be financially free?
Because we want to do whatever we want, whenever we want. We want to be our own boss, and we don't want to live like anybody else. We want to do our stuff.
So if you had 50,000 a month right now in revenue in your business, you just basically would just do what you want with your time.
Yeah.
And not worry about what other people need from you, and just kind of live your life on your own terms. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Is that worth doing what I told you to do on this call today?
Yeah. And so, we have to do exactly like you just did to us right now. I know.
Yeah. It's just that simple, man. Hear their goals and support them. Because, like, I know for a fact you guys can do that. If you just take a bit of what I've given you today and just go all in, we're there. Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
Practice on each other.
Yeah.
You know, hear your goals. Great book on this topic is Dale Carnegie, Win Friends, Influence People.
Yeah.
We read that. Yeah.
That was my first book, I think. And I told myself that I need to read that at least once a year.
Oh yeah, man.
It's amazing. Yeah.
What's that quote? You can make more friends by being interested in other people in 6 months than you can in 6 years of trying to make other people interested in you.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's true.
Cool, guys.
All right. Pavel, do you have something else?
No, thank you, Trey. We'll work on that.
Yeah, that's awesome, Trey. Thank you very much for that call.
Absolutely,
Appreciate
dude.
your time.
Appreciate your time. We'll speak soon, okay?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll update. Thank you. Thank you, Trey.
See ya.
Bye-bye.